What's up guys, Eric here with At Home in the Future. Hey, before we get started today, don't forget about our giant giveaway we have going on right now. If you want a huge box of Rumpel gear, more than $400 worth of stuff, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment in any of our videos for extra chances to win. But we're gonna give that awesome box of goodies away when we reach 15,000 subs, so don't miss out on being a part of that. All right, it's time for one of our favorite unboxings of the month, and that is Battlbox. Check out this thing. If you're unfamiliar with Battlbox, it's probably the OG tactical and outdoor subscription. Lots of really interesting gear every month. It comes in 4 different tiers. So you have basic box at $29, an advanced box at $59, the pro box at $109, and the big boy box, which is this one we're always unboxing on the channel, that is $159. So if you want to get one of these subscriptions, make sure you check out our link in the description or on the screen here, because I have a special code where if you go to our little site for it, you can save 15% on your first box. I think you'll love the subscription. It's a ton of fun. This is the April 2022 box, so let's open it up and check out what's inside. Kind of like a different size box this month. You never really know what's going to be inside one of these things. All right, let's see. We have to scoot this over to the side. Let's get going with this month's mission brief. This is mission 86. They always kind of give you an overview of everything in the box. So you can see we have our basic box over here, advanced box, pro box, and then the pro plus. Ooh, looks like we have a knife this month. So let's jump in with the basic box, and we'll kind of start and go through in the order they have stuff listed here. So it looks like the Tactica M20 camping tool. Let's see if we can find it. There's a bunch of stuff packed into this thing. All right, so here we are right here. Camping card multi-tool. Now I've seen a few of these, you know, from different brands and everything. This looks like it actually is maybe more substantial here. It's got some rulings and markings and stuff on here. They mentioned a ferro rod fire starter, tent peg puller, rope cutter. So it's like one of those wallet tools that you've probably seen at the store that normally have like a screwdriver or a bottle opener, that sort of thing. And I see a few of those little functions on here, but it looks like it's made specifically for camping gear. I don't see the ferro rod. Actually, it looks like the ferro rod may actually be part of the packaging material up here. Let's see if we can get that out. So it looks like you maybe put the ferro rod along the scraper here. I'm not really sure where you store it. I'll probably have to read the instructions. It looks like maybe you can store it inside this little kind of silicone or rubber gasket there. Oh, okay, that slides off there. So I guess maybe this serves as a handle for your ferro rod, little tiny one, and then you scrape it along there. I'm not gonna shower some sparks right here because I don't wanna light the little guide on fire. That's a pretty interesting little tool. Like this just slides back on here for storage. It looks like you maybe have a little flathead screwdriver. Let's see if there's anything on the back of this. Yeah. So here's our rundown. We have a sundial, bottle opener, ferro rod, rope cutter, metric ruler, screwdriver, can opener. There's your ferro rod again, pry bar, tent peg puller, inch ruler. So these things always claim to do a lot of different stuff. And this is actually one of the more substantial models I've seen. Now, whether or not it does an awesome job of all those tasks, I don't know, but I do like the branding and the packaging of this and the feel of this. The ferro rod looks kind of teeny tiny, but you know, it's always good to have a little ferro rod around. Let's see, that's a win for an item from the basic box. Pretty cool. I'm gonna pop this back in here. So that is the Tactica M20 camping tool. Next up, we have the Outdoor Element handled pot gripper and fuel canister recycle tool. Let's see if I can dig this out. All right, so here is our pot gripper and fuel canister tool here. It looks like kind of your traditional handle that you would use with like a backpacking style cooking pot. They've got it pretty far in here, so I won't try to snap this off for this video. But it looks like a handy thing to have. It's very light, I can tell you that. You know, even the fact that it's on this card right here, I can't imagine it weighs more than a few ounces in this thing. It has some guidelines on the side there for puncturing your canister. I'm guessing like when you're done with your fuel canister, if you have like a Jetboil or a little pocket rocket stove or that sort of thing, that you would use those little fuel canisters you can get from, you know, Walmart or Academy Sports or REI. Looks like it has a way to puncture that so it's ready for recycling. So it's kind of a nice double use item to have. Whether or not you would use this for camp cooking is up to like the camping stove and gear and stuff that you like to use. These are always handy when you get those little backpacking pots. Anytime you get backpacking stuff or that sort of thing, it's always as minimal as it could possibly be. So a lot of times it's just a pot with no handle whatsoever, or like one of those little tiny wire handles. So having something that can grip on, that has like little rubber grips and everything and hold it confidently, and that weighs next to nothing, is actually a great piece of kit to have just in case you need it down the line. So that's the Outdoor Element handled pot gripper and fuel canister recycle tool. It looks like we have one more item in the basic box this month, and that is something I love getting in these kits, which is any sort of fire starting tool. It looks like this is 12 Firelight fuel cubes. It contains no fossil fuels. Let's see, it looks like one of these cubes lasts about 8 minutes. Let's open this up and see what these things look like here. It says they last 5 years on the shelf. They're definitely light, but it feels like substantial inside this package. Let's open it up and see. The reason why I like getting stuff like this is because while you may go to the store and get camping gear and that sort of thing, for some reason there's something about spending a lot of money on like fire starters and that never seems like something you want to do in the moment, but then when you have them, they're always awesome to have. So look at these. These are fairly substantial little blocks of fuel here. Looks like they come in these little packets. Again, it says no fossil fuels, so I'm guessing no oils or petroleum-based stuff. It looks like it's solid. It doesn't look like it's like a liquid or anything. Here's all the details. It ignites with a single spark. Oh, you can light when it's wet. That's pretty awesome too, and it is very, very light. That's pretty neat. So, you know, this is kind of a fun box. I glanced over the page here. I'm starting to see kind of a camping theme going, but you know, you could try out your ferro rod with your camping card here and open this thing up, and you got a fire that, you know, lasts about 8 minutes, and that's plenty of time to get some twigs going, get some leaves on something, or even start a little fire pit or that sort of thing. These are awesome. So not only are these fire starters, but actually really high quality fire starters, great for kits and bug out bags or to throw in your truck. I keep some stuff like this in our center console because you never know when you're going to be at a campground, need to, you know, start a grill, start a campfire. These are just a great item to have. So really neat. Haven't heard of this variant of these before. I'm familiar with SOL, but I haven't seen their fire starters. So that's the SOL Firelight Fuel Cubes. And that's the basic box right there. So your $29 box, the lowest level for Battlebox, still has really cool gear. You have that camping card tool with the ferro rod, you have a pot handle, a recycle tool, and then you have these awesome fire starters. Pretty cool for the basic box. Let's check out the advanced box, which is the biggest item in the box here, and it looks like it is a full-on camp table. All right, check this thing out. So very light, but it feels really solid. Let's open this up and take a look at these. By the way, if you've never had a camp table like this is one thing we keep in front of our camper. We have a little storage compartment, and I keep a table in there. I slide in, but it's always one of the first things I take out in every camping trip and one of the last things I put up. They're so useful. This is actually an awesome item, and plus this is the item for the advanced box. This isn't even like one of the mid to high tier boxes. This is like part of the lower tier boxes they have here. You're getting a, you know, $45 table. All right, it's actually a pretty cool color too. So check this out. This appears to be like an aluminum construction here. It looks like they have some protective strips on here just to protect the paint while it's in transit and everything. But it actually looks like it would make a pretty confident tabletop. Let's look at our adventure guide here for some more details in this. Yeah, it's funny reading the description. It says just what I said. Keep it in your RV, keep it in a vehicle, and have a table on the go. And it looks like we have some supports inside the bag. Like some aluminum supports. Again, this is poor for the way that I unbox these videos. You can't really show it off, but it looks like you just expand these legs out and then pop in the little supports at the top and pop the tabletop on there. Man, that is a great item. I actually would assume that would have been the pro item, but maybe, I guess there's something even stronger in the box this month. So that is the Kalaloa camp table for the advanced box. In the advanced box, you would get that and all the basic box stuff too. Let's put this off to the side here so we can actually see the other stuff. All right, so our Pro box here this month, this is definitely a camping themed box this month, which is awesome because everybody loves camping stuff. Pro box, we have from Climate, their Pillow X inflatable pillow, and a full-on sleeping pad with this. So Climate has kind of made a name for itself over the years with just awesome inflatable gear. I know a few people that use their pads, and I've seen their pillows actually in a lot of different kits. I feel like this is the smallest example of this I've seen though. Yeah, 2.5 ounces for a pillow. We'll have to pull that out. But check out this sleeping pad. I mean, that's smaller than a Nalgene bottle. Just barely over a pound, which is incredible. 72 inches by 23 inches wide, 2.5 inches thick. So that gets you way off the ground. If you're a tent camper at all, I remember one of those big wow moments was the first time, instead of just sleeping in a tent with my sleeping bag on the ground, which is, you know, kind of what you do as a kid, I guess. The first time a buddy let me try out one of his sleeping pads, man, it was killer. And that was just one of those little foam pads that are maybe like an inch thick, but this thing's 2.5 inches thick, so it's almost like having a mattress. They say it's great for backpacking and car and tent camping. The R value, which is like the insulation for these, this is definitely like a summer, spring style sleeping mat. So if you're in the cold weather, probably the ground would probably still suck some temperature from you. But as far as a warm weather camping sleeping pad, this looks pretty awesome though. The specs look great. So that's pretty killer. Let's check out this pillow since this is probably going to be smaller to open up and get out on camera. Let's open this up and see what the material is like in these things. So you saw that small little package there. See how this folds out? So even though you're camping, you can actually have a fairly nice sized pillow. And that sure makes sleeping out in a tent at night a lot better. But they have these valves here that are easy to blow up and seal off and everything. The material feels nice and like it won't puncture very easily, which is great. Super light. You know what? Let's blow this thing up real quick. All right, through the magic of editing, I blew this up off camera, but you can see it actually is a pretty solid sleeping surface. It looks like you can, whether you're a back sleeper or a side sleeper, it looks like you'd be fairly comfortable on it. And actually, it only took me probably 4 or 5 breaths maybe to blow it up. I guess since it's new out of the box, it took a little bit more air pressure to fill it up all the way. This is a great little pillow to take camping and packs down so small. It's hard to argue with packing that inside of any sort of bag. So pretty awesome. Let's check and see if this sleeping pad is, I'm assuming it's kind of the same material here. I don't want to get this thing out everywhere because it'll make a total mess. All right, so yeah, this thing, actually it feels like maybe a little bit of a denser material than the pillow material was. This is by no means thin, but this is definitely a little bit thicker, but that's probably because you're gonna have this thing really on the ground supporting your whole body weight and everything. A really nice item to have, really high value items too. Sleeping pads are not cheap, so having a really nice pad, you know, this says it retails for almost 70 bucks with a $25 pillow. That's not bad. I mean, the price of the Pro box is what, $109? So that's almost the full price of the box right there. Plus you still get this table over here, plus you get all this other gear from the basic box. So that's pretty cool. Not bad for a Pro box this month. Good job, Mission 86. So let's put this to the side right here and we'll get our Pro Plus item, which looks like a pretty cool knife. The ATHOME Phantom in the Pro Plus box, $109 value. Let's take a look at this thing. So we have this small little box here, ATHOME, the Phantom. I've already popped the seals on this. Let's slide this open. Oh wow, it's actually a very cool finish. Almost like a really muted, like desert tan or even like an OD green with some orange, almost kind of a copper flare to it. That's really neat. I don't know how bad the light's reflecting off camera, but all the hardware matches that really cool kind of orange look. A nice clip there, not totally deep carry or anything, but it looks really cool. Looks like we have a frame lock here. There's lots of jimping on the back edge of the blade. Looks like we have a finger hole and a flipper here. Let's see how the action is. So the action may need to be loosened up a little bit out of the box, but that's actually a very cool knife there. I like the maybe a Cerakote they have in the blade. Frame lock here at the bottom. That is a tight frame lock right now. Let's learn some more about this thing before I keep blabbing on. So it's saying that this is a great EDC folder knife. We got gray anodized aluminum handles, copper colored hardware, pocket clip, lanyard slot. Ooh, VG10 stainless steel, that's pretty great. It's made out of lightweight materials and everything, and definitely a really handsome blade. Probably about 3 inches long. I like the feel of the handle and everything. I like the materials. The aluminum and that copper hardware actually is really classy, has a really cool look. The frame lock is pretty tight right out of the box. It's one of those things I'm sure it will loosen up with some usage here and just getting used to the ergonomics and everything of this, but I really do like the look of this one. So that's the ATHOME Phantom, VG10 steel with a little finger hole, little flipper on the back. Cool, kind of unusual EDC knife. It is really light. I'm not really too familiar with the ATHOME brand, but the knife does feel really nice. And it's never a bad thing to get an awesome knife like this in one of these subscriptions. So that is Mission 86 from Battlbox. Always a super fun box to get. Remember, if you want to get a subscription for yourself, make sure you use our link down in the description or on the screen here. You'll save yourself 15% off your first box. And this is just an awesome subscription to have. If you're into outdoor stuff, survival stuff, prepping stuff, anything adventure related, Battlbox is a pretty cool subscription to have. So that's it for this unboxing. Hey, don't forget about that huge Rumpel giveaway. Be sure to subscribe and then like and comment for extra chances to win. As always, I hope you liked the video. Keep an eye out for more unboxings soon. We'll see you next time.